Hi there, it's Melissa and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another layout for the Unscrapped Bundle of Joy. It's a series that I do with Danni Vee and we post on the last Monday of every month. So I managed to, or my husband did, he located my external hard drive, thank goodness, with my photos, and I'm up to Ava's 3-month photo for this month. And so I'm using the Crepe Paper All Heart collection. I love this collection, but I purchased it from Paper Issues and then I got it in my hip kit, and so I felt like I had kind of overdone it, but I've pulled it back out and it's good to just to use some of it up. So I still have quite a lot of it left, but I definitely have plans for it and I just love it. And I wanted to challenge myself and use this craft background. Oh, excuse me, I just knocked some things over. I was wanting to get the piece of the branding strip to tell you what the paper's called. It's called collage, and so that's the other side of it. It's got the collage on it, and this little tag has come from that side. And I decided that for this layout, the best way to not cover what's already on that paper is to do a collage, a grid. And I love doing grids. Often I forget to do them, but I decided that doing a grid was a really good way to feature some of the beautiful papers, and also I wanted to cut apart some of the collaged pieces, and in particular you can see I'm using that one with it's like a photo of roses or peonies, and then it's got a stamped image on it as well, digitally put on there, and also that Love You tag has photos of a cityscape and flowers, and then it's got other images like the stars and the text over the top. So I'm distressing all my edges. The other two pieces of paper I have taken from the 6x8 pad, and then you would have seen me before. I've backed my photo with this sort of cream and black polka dot pattern, and I will add another piece of paper behind that photo because I think it needs something other than just the black and white. So using my Close to My Heart edge distresser, which I love, and I've ripped the edge of that, or the bottom part of that floral paper, and I'll also rip that rainbow paper as well. At this point I did think it was too big, the size of that paper, so eventually I will go and rip it. So here I'm realising I want to put some lighter pink behind my photo mat, and one thing I am doing is trying to use my double-sided tape and a bit of glue, and the reason I'm doing this is because when I was putting some layouts away I was quite shocked to find that I put these border strips on one of my layouts and they'd come undone, and I was even more shocked to see that it was double-sided tape, because I always thought that this was really good, it would keep things there forever. So I am really making an effort to use a bit of glue on everything I adhere. So here I wanted to add something to this background because although it's got the pattern, like it's like an old piece of paper, I guess, it's got some distressing, it's got the line down it there, I did want to add something behind my little clusters or my grid blocks. So I'm just using white acrylic paint. It's Reeves titanium white, and it's just some Spotlight. So then I remembered that I'd seen this little rainbow on one of those collage sheets, so I wanted to use that. I did go back through the embellishments and try and see if there was a chipboard one or a sticker, but there was a sticker, and I know that I've already used it in one of Ava's Traveller's Notebook pages, but I thought this would really be really sweet, and I'm just going to use some craft foam to lift it up. So sometimes if you cut the craft foam really thin you can bend it around curves, but I've cut it quite thick because that rainbow I guess is quite thick, and so that's why I've cut it into little pieces, just gluing it down with some Tombow mono, and I just love how that looks. At this point I did think about leaving it just like that, but I will add some more embellishment. And I forgot to add that the reason why I'm doing this on my mat is because my acrylic paint is just drying at the moment. It's summer here, it's really hot. We've had days of like over 30 degrees. I think today was about 29 degrees. And if you recall, if you've been following my channel for a while, you'll know that I said that I didn't think summer was coming and it was freezing here. I think a couple of weeks ago I was working and I had my heater on, I had all my winter clothes on. So we're really happy that summer is finally here. Some people have been complaining, but yeah, it's really hot, but I'm telling myself I'm not complaining because I wanted summer. So that little floral that I've just added, I did that off camera. It's a Dear Lizzie stamp. I think it's from the She's Magic collection, and it came in a hip kit, and it's a double stamp. So I have stamped the like the main part of the floral in raspberry from Close to My Heart, and then I've gone over the top with the second part of the stamp with black stays on, and I just fussy cut them out, and if you keep watching you'll see that I managed to get all three that I stamped on the page. Now what I wanted to do was use the second part of the stamp and emboss it with some silver glitter, Nouveau embossing, what is it called? Powder. I should know that. But when I came to my embossing pad, it had dried out, so I actually need to get, I think you've got to keep topping it up anyway, so I need to get some more of that. So here I'm just creating a little cluster with this tag. I thought it was a bit bare on its own, so I've added a piece of ephemera and that flower. I've added some, you can see there, some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals just to give a bit of dimension. I've also added that doodlebug twine, and I've doubled it over and added sort of two bits. After I did that, I did think, wow, it's going to hang off the page, but it doesn't matter because, you know, we take our photos for our Instagram or whatever and we make them all nice and square, but when they're in the album, it doesn't matter if things hang off the page. So I must apologise for the lighting on the photo. It's because I have a light now and I've got my flicky out, but for some reason, I don't know, I need to work out how to film and get rid of the glare. So if anyone has any advice on that, feel free to leave me a comment below. And then I've turned to the sticker sheet. I didn't really over embellish this one around the photo. I could have added a lot more, but I think the photo is so beautiful I decided to just add that cluster of embellishment in the top right of the photo, and then I've left the rest of it just as it is. So now I'm doing my title, which of course is 3 months because that's how old she is. These are the thickers from the collection and they're really, really beautiful. And when I ordered this collection, I also ordered the next stickers that you'll see. These are some Maggie Holmes ones, and they are from, I can't remember the name of it, the last year's summer collection. And it is beautiful. Lovely, thin and glittery. And I think they go really well with this collection too. So in hindsight, I should have added some Heidi Swap Colour Shine drops before I adhered everything, but I forgot, and so I just want to show you that in this one it's not too late. You can always go in and add them. Obviously they won't be underneath any of the papers, they'll be to the side of my embellishments, but that doesn't matter, you'll never know. Yeah, so these are the sticker sheets, and I've got 2 lots of them because, like I said, I got them in my hip kit. I've got a lot of the collection in my hip kit as well, so I've used a lot of them though. They're great. They're translucent, which makes it easy to add, especially to papers that are not white, such as craft. So I've added 3 butterflies onto that rainbow. These are some really big glittery acrylic hearts, and I think I've used about 3 of them now. I added a bit of Tombow behind them. They have a really sticky adhesive kind of glue dot on them, but you know, with my concern about things not lasting, I've added a bit of glue as well. So it's coming together now. This one didn't flow in terms of embellishing. I had to just play around. Even with these 3 flowers, I wanted to get them all on the page. I just had to play around and I guess keep embellishing until I was happy with how this one was looking. Sometimes I find it easier and I just find the embellishing really easy, but this was a bit more difficult. I think it's because I purposefully didn't put more around my photo, and then I didn't want to overdo my grid clusters either because I didn't want to take away from the photo. So what you don't see is me adding the journaling, and you'll see it in my final photo, but I put it below the rainbow paper and above the word inspired. There's a gap there and I just add it into there, and I'll put my date on that rainbow paper on the top right of it. So there I'm adding the colour shine, like I said. I'm adding gold, and then I'm adding tinsel, which I think goes quite well with the glittery silver heart. You can match, well, I wouldn't normally add gold and silver together, but I think in this instance it's fine, and especially as I've added that the gold in the thickest it says months isn't a really brassy full-on gold, it's more like a silvery gold anyway, and the Heidi Swap colour shine is quite subtle. So I just added that little Life is Good sticker because I felt that that one needed something else, and then my final touch is to add some puffy stickers. I did think about adding some sequins or enamel dots, but in the end it didn't need it. So here are my close-ups and my final photo. I hope you enjoyed this process, and check out below my link to Danni, to her channel. She's amazing, so make sure you subscribe to her as well because she creates some gorgeous layouts. So thanks guys, and we'll both be back again next month.